Good evening, Belize. It's Friday and you're watching News 5. I'm Jamie Rock. Tonight, BTL finally breaks its silence on its plans to acquire SpeedNet, CTI, and Southern Cable. But the disclosure is already drawing sharp criticism over secrecy and accountability. Now, the National Trade Union Congress of Belize is calling on the telecommunications giant to come clean about the proposed smart merger. In Belmopan, residents are still shaken after what began as an attempted robbery ended in tragedy with the murder of Mark Gabriel, raising fresh concerns about public safety. Plus, the Venezuelan ambassador to Belize weighs in on the capture and transfer of President Nicolas Maduro to the United States. And finally, long-awaited work gets underway on the George Price Highway Rehabilitation Project. These stories and more are coming up after the break. You're watching News 5, and it starts now.
Where the rate for tonight, back?
20 piece. 44 and turn that back way.
Right, 20.
Yeah, 5 shilling there. So that the rate. I know baby play 1, 2, and 3. I want to try collect quick now.
Bolido just got easy. Now you can play your lucky rake with DigiWallet. Register and cash in to get started. Download the Bolido app and set DigiWallet as your pay and payout method.
Bolido win.
Get in it.
Welcome back. After months of rumors and closed-door speculation, the silence is finally broken. Belize Telemedia Limited Chairman Markel Lizarraga has confirmed that BTL is actively exploring the purchase of SpeedNet, Central Television and Internet, and Southern Cable Network. The company is calling it a rationalization and unification of Belize's telecoms industry, but this would be one of the biggest financial moves in the sector's history. The price tag is an estimated $170 million. And BTL, remember, is majority owned by the government, meaning Belizeans ultimately carry the risk. That confirmation answers one question but raises several more. How transparent is this process? Are there conflicts of interest? And is a public company acting in the public's best interest or rolling the dice with taxpayer-backed resources? BTL says the numbers make sense. By combining revenues and cutting duplicated costs, everything from power and software licenses to marketing, HR, IT, and tower infrastructure, the company expects a major boost in annual cash flow. It is projected that the investment would pay for itself within 4 years. For consumers, little disruption is promised. Same phone numbers, same services. The company says lower operating costs could eventually mean lower prices, with the rates benchmarked by the Public Utilities Commission against similar competitive markets. The PUC would also monitor customer service and impose penalties if standards slip. Subsidized rates for vulnerable and remote communities are also part of the plan. Still, this is a massive consolidation with sweeping implications for competition, pricing, and public accountability. Speculation may have ended today, but scrutiny is just beginning. The case for acquiring SpeedNet is clear, but BTL's move to buy cable companies is harder to justify, especially amid concerns about conflicts of interest and the fact that cable currently reaches about 20% of households. Shane Williams has been following the details and has our full report.
For the first time after months of rumors, Belize Telemedia Limited has publicly confirmed what industry insiders have long suspected. The state-owned telecommunications company is exploring the acquisition of SpeedNet and other cable operators. Ahead of a board of directors meeting today, Chairman Markelm Lizarraga held a press briefing to justify a consolidation he says has been in the works since 2018.
So with that backdrop, the backdrop that we have this investment, with the backdrop that we have overcapacity in the industry, and especially in BTL, because as an essential service provider, we have to have built-in redundancies already. I'll tell you why. Because we provide the backbone for data for the whole country. We provide data through our pipes to everybody in the country. You want me to repeat that? We provide data through our pipes for everyone in the country. So why duplicate it? All that duplication is just waste. Because we could absorb all of them onto our system. We have duplicated billing system that costs millions of dollars because we have duplicated software, we have duplicated everything in the industry that consumers ultimately pay for. So it is with that view that we believe that as fiduciary responsible people around this board, we believe that that is an option that we have to sincerely pursue, regardless of where it was birthed. It becomes still a very attractive option for us.
That confirmation didn't sit quietly. Reporters quickly zeroed in on potential conflicts of interest, noting that the chairman's brother owns NextGen. Lizarraga himself was appointed by Prime Minister John Briceño, whose family has stakes in SpeedNet. Journalists argue those links raise troubling governance questions, especially for a company owned by the Belizean public.
One of the first things we did when we came to BTL was we put in a conflict of interest policy. As well, you will know, we put in, I shouldn't be telling you this, you know this already, we put in the small shareholder as the chairperson for the internal audit subcommittee of the board. That chairperson reports directly to the board, not to the CEO or not to the chairman as was once the practice. We're looking at a potential opportunity that we believe is in the best interest of everyone.
But your biggest stakeholder is
I
the
rarely-
government.
and the people of
today's
Belize.
press conference, you are saying that your biggest shareholder does not need to be notified.
My
And
biggest
that it's
shareholder-
just the directors who are going to make this decision.
My biggest shareholder, as all shareholders, represent people on this board. When you send people to the board, those board members, their first responsibility is to the company. It's very clear. When you sit here around this table, your first responsibility is to this company. That's your fiduciary responsibility. I thank you very much. I thank you very much.
Of the company, just yes, no.
What's that?
Does the acquisition include the debt of these companies, these four companies?
I'm not going to discuss the details of any transaction that has not been agreed to.
You've
Is it as
Thank you.
proposed, including the
I'm
debt?
not going to comment. I'm not, no, you could take it. I'm sure you will take it over you want to take it.
needless
Thank you so
litigation
much.
staff
Thank
from
you.
Smart.
Thank you.
Should they be concerned about their jobs?
Questions didn't stop there. Reporters also pressed the chairman on whether independent valuations were conducted and who is actually determining the deal's value and fairness.
We've engaged an external auditing firm with a lot of experience in the LATAM area. He was saying they just did a telephone thing about 50 billion or 5 billion? Huh? How much money? 5 billion. 5 billion.
If you
So,
can share the name of that.
yes, they can do that. So we've sought external advice. Now all of this information has been compiled, and over the last week we've been meeting individually and in groups, exposing, because there's a lot of material, exposing directors to these proposals, this potential opportunity. And that process is continuing, and it will continue today.
Another major issue, the lack of public consultation. Despite being majority owned by the government of Belize, BTL has moved forward without consultation with consumers, civil society, or investors. A lack of engagement, critics say, could pave the way for reduced competition, higher prices, and an effective monopoly of the telecom industry.
In your opening remark, you mentioned multiple times that this is about giving the Belizean people, the owners of the company, a return on their investment that they deserve. Do you believe that monopoly is something the Belizean people want and deserve? And will BTL come to a formal public consultation process before any acquisition is made?
Again, two things. This is a private company, so the decisions that we make here not necessarily need public consultations, but we will have public disclosures.
BTL insists the talks are still exploratory, but today's announcement suggests the process is alive and advancing, now firmly under the public microscope. With hundreds of millions in public assets at stake, many are now calling for independent oversight, transparency, and full disclosure before any final decision is made. The NTUCB has outlined 3 specific demands for BTL. BTL plans to continue internal talks as critics call for public involvement. Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
News 5 has confirmed that Social Security Board Chair Chandra Nisbet Cancino has resigned from the board of Belize Telemedia Limited. Sources indicate that Nisbet Cancino opposed the proposed acquisition. The development is significant given that the Social Security Board holds 36% of BTL shares and has now sparked reaction from the National Trade Union Congress of Belize. The NTUCB argues that the acquisition puts SSB funds at undue speculative risk, insisting that workers' pension contributions should not be jeopardized by a transaction lacking independent valuation, full transparency, and parliamentary oversight. The union body is calling for an immediate halt to all steps towards the acquisition, disclosure of the beneficial owners, and a transparent national consultation. The NTUCB says it has already begun mobilizing its membership.
When we met with the Prime Minister, and Brother Tim is right here as the General Secretary, he can verify what I'm saying. The conversation did not come up about the acquisition, and the information was not volunteered as well. And as of today, we have not heard from any member of the Biceno administration or the Prime Minister to clarify any of our concerns.
And if it was something that he had in mind, it was not something that he brought up. So for it to come up now like this, obviously it had to be on his mind because you don't think that this has happened overnight. So for whatever reason, we did have a very long meeting with the Prime Minister that day. But and like President Ella is saying, there is a degree of likelihood that NTUB could support the purchase. But the fact is we don't have the information.
This morning, I know the chairman of BTL, when I think one of the reporters told him that NTUCB has sent a press conference and stated the 3 requests we have made in the press conference, in the press release, he just simply stated noted. I could understand that to a certain extent because he did not read it. But at least he should have been able to understand, and I know he does know that the NTUCB he's aware of our concerns, which are rooted in the responsibility to safeguard workers' contributions, particularly given that the Social Security Board's significant shareholding BTL.
This is the people's money that is being risked with to put into something like this. So I think it's very important to understand that, and also BTL itself is running a risk of taking over industries that are dying. They're taking over industries such as cable. Who has cable in 2025? Yeah, I'm 60 and I don't have cable.
BTL's board met earlier today to consider the proposed acquisition, but reports indicate the matter was deferred after several board members failed to attend the meeting. As previously reported, Chandra Nisbet Cancino has resigned, and there are also reports that a second board member has since stepped down. Independent senators have now joined calls for a pause on BTL's planned acquisition of commercial interests. In a joint statement, they warn the move could pave the way for a telecommunication telecommunications monopoly and are fully demanding full disclosure before any decisions move forward, including independent valuations and clear justification for the deal. The group, made up of the business, church, NGO, and union senators, says it aligns itself with concerns raised by both the NTUCB and the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry. On Thursday, the chamber told reporters that comprehensive legislation must come first before any further discussions on the proposed acquisition. While not ruling out the transaction altogether, BCCI insists strong safeguards are needed to prevent any future flipping of BTL.
Let's say there's a proper evaluation of what is being sold versus what is being acquired. And the assets within themselves seems to be in a retrograde position. From that vantage point, there's an argument that, yes, we're crawling backwards. But if it is that, it is a suitable asset that we're acquiring, then I can see that there's viability in that. And do remember that we're not opposing necessarily the transaction overall, but it's just within its current structure as we understand it, that we believe that there needs to be sufficient guardrails to ensure that the flipping of BTL in whatever in whatever fashion that it exists keeps from recurring in the future.
Coming up, opposition draws line in the sand over BTL consolidation. More when we return.
Hello, friends. This is Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man will hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me." John Milton once suggested that the first problem God addressed following the creation of man was that of loneliness. God said, "It is not good for man to be alone," and He made for him a helpmate. Yet people continue to struggle with loneliness. One man walking through a cemetery found this epitaph on a woman's grave: "Sleeps, but not rests not. Loved, but was loved not. Tried to please, but pleased not. Died as she lived, alone." Life does not have to be lived in loneliness. Jesus wants to be your friend. The greatest accusation against Jesus was that He was a friend of sinners. Regardless of who you are or what you have done, He desires to be your friend. For His friends, He died on the cross of Calvary. He stands at your heart's door today seeking entrance. Open the door and invite Him in, who can dispel the loneliness in your life. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Dr. Bob Roberts and Christian Foundations of Faith.
In the heart of the Kaya district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Watch The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Greater Belize Media. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Greater Belize Media.
Need to submit your sickness benefit claim online and have a physical medical certificate? Here's how you can do it. First, go to ssbportal.org.bz and log into your My Social Security account. Next, on your dashboard, click Benefits and choose Forms. Review the requirements, then click Continue to proceed. Click Apply under Sickness Benefit to start your claim. Review and confirm your banking information. If it is not correct, select No and follow the steps to update your banking details. If your banking information is correct, select Yes. Next, if your illness is not related to an injury at work, select No and proceed to upload your medical certificate. Select your claim period and confirm your employer details. Read the declarations and click each to agree. Click Submit and you're done. A confirmation email will be sent to you. Your employer will also receive an email with your claim details and a request for your salary information. If needed, submit your sickness benefit claim online and receive real-time status updates.
The proposed consolidation by Belize Telemedia Limited is facing sharp pushback from the opposition. UDP leader Tracy Panton says the process lacks transparency and warns that the deal appears designed to benefit a small group rather than the Belizean public. She says the opposition is prepared to take all necessary steps to stop it.
I listened to part of the press conference this morning by the chairman of BTL, and I asked myself, who do they think they're speaking to? Belizeans are no fools. We understand that this is a deal that seems to favor a few and that is not in the public's interest. It will benefit those who have a private advantage. The problem with this arrangement that we see is that there's no information available, absolutely none. And we insist that there be transparency. We insist that there be full disclosure to the Belizean people. This is a publicly owned company, owned by the Belizean people. And we insist that there are proper feasibility and viability assessments are done to ensure that we are getting benefit for whatever arrangements this acquisition will bring to the table. I think we made it clear in our press statement this morning that we are prepared to do whatever is lawful, civil disobedience if that is required. We are certainly we have been engaged with our civil society partners, with the unions, and we intend to work very closely. Belizean people, as you know, are in an uproar, and they have had enough. This is on the heels, Courtney, of the BL situation. This is on the heels of the cost of living continue to spiral out of control. This is on the heels of $69 million being borrowed for 15 miles of road. This is on the heels of property taxes being increased by 18% and BL rates increase and water rates being increased. When is enough enough?
Amid growing concerns about transparency and market competition, BTL Chairman Markelm Lizarraga says the push to acquire other providers is driven by economic logic and infrastructure efficiency. He maintains that BTL has already invested heavily in its network and that absorbing existing customers would help maximize that investment and boost cash flow.
When the company invested $100 million in the fiber to the home, we have a backbone that I think covers CO 85 to 90% or 80 to 90% of the homes passed in the country, right? So we already have the pipe in front of your house. And a lot of these companies have the last mile connected to the home. So we bring in the broadband, we have a lot of the pipes, they have a lot of the pipes, and they carry the last mile to the homes. So again, the value for us is to stop the duplication of all of the lines you see on the lamppost, right? Buy the customers and the cash flow from that so that we could continue to justify the robust infrastructure that we need to have as an essential service. So we're buying cash flow and customer base, right? For full our pipes, for full the capacity that we have already.
But so many people
That's the attractiveness.
As questions mount over the lack of public disclosure, BTL Chairman Markelm Lizarraga says the company is bound by strict confidentiality agreements and insists details will only be made public once negotiations are finalized.
Because some people in the press have access to information that is not always accurate, we thought it best to try and bring you the real facts today. The process continues, and when that process comes to an end, we would be coming back to you all. Now, you must appreciate that a transaction of this nature has to be private. You're talking about private companies engaging in negotiations. BTL is a private company. The companies we're dealing with are private companies. And you have what you call NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, which bind us, and I wish the press would be subjected to some NDAs as well. But directors of our company, including ourselves, we are bound by our NDAs. So we can't discuss these things. What we can discuss are the results. And I've taken this liberty today to share with you the process so that you can hopefully appreciate it and put a positive spin to it. But we promise, and we have promised all of you as individuals, that when this process is complete, we're going to be coming back to you with what has transpired. But other than that, it's hard for us to say more. And I hope you understand and respect that.
Now that the Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association and Belize Sugar Industries have struck a one-year extension to their commercial agreement, we're getting a clearer picture of when the sugar season will finally get underway. A tentative start date is now set for January 19th, when rows of cane trucks are expected to begin lining up at Tower Hill. Industry leaders are optimistic this season will see better quality cane than last year, after a difficult period that pushed Belize's sugar industry to the brink. Climate change, persistent crop diseases, and years of mounting pressure have taken a serious toll. Last season, Fusarium significantly cut into yields, leaving many farmers already stretched thin. As the new crop approaches, there's hope this year will bring some relief. With just days to go before the start, farmers tell us they're ready in the fields, while final preparations are now underway at the mill and along the sugar roads to ensure everything is in place for the season ahead.
To tentative and depending to the steam trial that will be tentative for tomorrow in the side of the milling. If nothing happens after the steam trial, no leak, everything, then the mill says that it will acknowledge that it's ready for start. In the side of the farmers, we are ready. Farmers are ready to start. The only issue was the sugar roast that is kindly delayed. We hope that the government will do his part, and once that will be complied by that date, if nothing happens, everything ends with the with this stream trial good, I think that we'll be ready for start in 19 in that tentative date.
What should we expect for this crop? What are you seeing on the field so far, and what do you expect this year?
Well, I think that we'll be having some more versus what we delivered past crop. We are seeing with the intervention that was done, because if you can recall, last crop when it was announced that we have the damage of the fusarium, it was late in October, on which really the damage was already severe. So the reduction in regards to yield was very high. This year we're seeing with the intervention that was done at least in August, that has reduced the severity of the impact or the negative impact of the product. So we are seeing a better opportunity this year. We believe that we'll be having more sugarcane to deliver to the mill, and also we believe that the quality of cane will be much better than last crop.
After the break, Belmopan on edge after brazen truck driver killing. Crime fears grow, but first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
Introducing BB Insurance, built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
This year, Belize felt more connected than ever. We stood with the moments that shape us, our culture, our youth, our stories. And we lifted young dreams even higher, powered by advancement and possibility. Everywhere, Belize is growing, and as the nation evolves, so does the way we connect. This year, Belize showed its light, and we were honored to drive innovation across the country. As we look ahead, our promise is simple: to unite communities, nurture dreams, and continue leading Belize's digital transformation. From our Digi family to yours, wishing you a bright and prosperous 2026.
Happy New Year!
When working with sheetrock, you need screws that give you quick penetration for a speedy, stable installation. Best Screws, fast frame and fast finish drywall screws are specifically designed for you. Engineered by Best Manufacturing, Best Screws makes every job faster and easier. These screws offer reliable performance with a superior hold. You also save money due to Best Screws affordability. They are cheaper than the leading brands. Get the job done quickly without compromising on strength. For all your drywall installations, get Best Screws Fast Frame and Fast Finish. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Tikaya district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Tonight, fear and uncertainty are rising in Belmopan after the brazen shooting death of a delivery truck driver, an attack that has rattled the capital and prompted urgent calls for action. City leaders and residents are now asking tough questions about public safety and whether Belmopan's long-held reputation as a peaceful city is beginning to unravel. Adding to that unease, authorities say the suspects believed to be responsible may also be linked to an armed robbery in nearby Armenia village, raising alarm over a possible crime spree. News 5's Paul Lopez is following developments and has more on what's being done to bring those responsible to justice.
Belmopan residents are on the edge following the fatal shooting of 55-year-old Mark Gabriel, a delivery truck driver, gunned down in broad daylight. Authorities say that these two men on a motorcycle carried out the attack before fleeing the scene. Investigators believe these same suspects are linked to an armed robbery at a grocery store in Armenia village, just outside of Belmopan.
In a broad daylight in our city, a calm city, which I wish would have stayed the same. And it really struck me because it could have happened to my family and also to any other family. Somebody so innocent get his life taken away for no reason.
Belmopan City Councillor Sani Kal says greater unity within the business community could play a key role in bringing those responsible to justice. He echoed the views of Belmopan residents and attorney Arthur Saldivar, whom we interviewed on Thursday.
The citizen, the common man and woman on the street now, has to take it upon himself to do what is necessary to be safe. So in this effort now, I'm really asking the citizens of Belmopan to become engaged, to become actively a part of the process that sees crime be curbed. We talk about police and citizen policing, but I don't know that there have really been any concrete engagement of the community along these lines. I think now more than ever, citizens have to be engaged, and for the police to do that, they have to make available the footage. Make available the footage that have been collected from the various businesses and residences in this area, where this incident took place, to have persons who may know, because someone know those persons on that bike.
Following Gabriel's murder and an armed robbery in Armenia Village, Councillor Carl turned to social media to rally support from Belmopan's business community. He urged business owners to contribute funds towards a reward for information that leads to the arrest of those responsible.
Two head better than one. Together we can make something different. Together we can make a change. I believe with the community on board, business sectors, everybody have a part to do, making the city better. I believe that we can all get together, and as I mentioned in my post, it was the reward. I believe that someone needs to talk. Someone has to talk. Someone needs to get up and say something about it. I know somebody knows something. And together we can make that happen. Together we can make someone talk.
Since his Facebook post, Carl reports gaining the support of multiple business owners. But what can he say to those city residents who believe the city has lost its way as a once peaceful society? Skal says he spoke with Commissioner of Police Dr. Richard Rosado earlier this morning.
I believe in my police department. I know Belmopan has a surveillance camera all around the city in different posts. And I spoke to the commissioner today, and he mentioned to me that they're active. And thank God, good news is that our arrest will be pronto. And I hope that happens. But even if it doesn't happen right now, the community can get together and get something done together though. We need to make it together. Do it together. Together, everything is possible.
As police continue their investigation, community leaders stress that restoring peace will take more than an arrest. It will take collaboration between law enforcement, businesses, and residents. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Just before news time, police announced that the department has made an arrest in the murder of Mark Gabriel. According to the police, 25-year-old Kamalota village resident Wilhelm Koi was arrested and charged for the crime of murder. A village once known as a peaceful and close-knit community is now grappling with a troubling rise in violent crime. In recent weeks, Bella Vista in southern Belize has been shaken by a string of serious incidents, prompting growing concern among residents and authorities alike. Today, the area representative for Toledo East, Dr. Osman Martinez, weighed in on what's driving the violence and what must be done to restore safety.
No, Bella Vista situation is very sad. It's one of the newest village in Belize. Nonetheless, it's one of the largest villages, the second largest village. It's a village that has always been known for being a peaceful village. You have hardly hear any negative outcomes from Bella Vista. But we believe that there is an inflow of negative knowledge that is being transferred, especially from other Central American countries. But I must tell you that the government was already foreseeing that some of these issues or challenges might be faced in that village. And so we started to think about the design and building of a new full-fledged police station rather than just a sub-police station. We will need to add more technology into areas of Bella Vista, such as surveillance camera, maybe an increase of street lights, and at the same time, that the parents plays a critical role in this here. That parents continue to lead the kids in the right way. That culture of which I grew up in Bella Vista, so that culture that we had in Bella Vista where one family would look out for another one. My message to Bella Vista is let's not forget our roots. Let's go back to where we come from, and let's work as one family, one community.
For the first time since the dramatic January 3rd extraction of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife Cilia Flores, the country's top diplomat in Belize has broken his silence. Appearing on Open Your Eyes, Ambassador Gerardo Antonio Argote delivered an impassioned message vowing to represent the voice of his people and those who lost their lives defending Venezuela's sovereignty. Here's what he had to say.
I'm calm. I'm calm like a bomb, like the bomb that they drop off over our heads in my people of Caracas. I'm calm like the ancient stone who hit the head of Goliath, the giant, in a very unequal fight. I came here in order to represent the voice of my people, the voice of my 80 soldiers, Venezuelan soldiers, who fought for our sovereignty and died. I came here in order to represent the voice of the 32 Cubans who gave their blood in order to defend our sovereignty. I came here in order to talk about the voices of my people in Caracas, my people in Higuerote, my people who died where they were sleeping in their houses under the bombs that came from the sky in that dark night.
When we return, residents cry foul over macaw sanctuary plans in Red Bank.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
This year reminded us that our work is so much more than communication. It's connection. Every time we supported a school, a youth program, or a community event, we felt the heartbeat of Belize. We met students who just needed someone to believe in them, and families grateful for a supportive hand. We saw communities welcome SMART not just as a brand, but a trusted friend. For us, impact is created through service, presence, and purpose. As we move into a new year, we remain committed to empowering our communities and sharing stories that reflect how SMART strengthens the connections that matter most.
That commitment to people drives how we build our products. We focus on delivering real value and flexibility. We upgraded our postpaid plans to include social media data, keeping you connected to your favorite platforms without the extra cost. For the prepay family, we enhanced prepaid plans to ensure you get more data and benefits from every single recharge. Flex bundles now better match real-time budgets, improving affordability. We introduced affordable Mexico data bundles to keep you connected while traveling. We are listening, adapting, and ensuring you get high-value connectivity you deserve.
Great plans need a great network. SMART strengthened its promise of bringing people together by investing heavily in expansion. We added new towers in key areas, bringing a stronger signal and improved service to more communities. Customers along the coastal road in Blancano, Mountain Pine Ridge, and Cristo Rey now enjoy more consistent coverage, making SMART a reliable companion for every journey. Smart launched its fiber network in Sartineja, bringing reliable high-speed connectivity for today's digital needs.
At Smart, we strive to reflect the energy of Belize in everything we do. From celebrating 20 years of excellent service to exciting collaborations, we've shared unforgettable times. We've delighted you with our biggest giveaways and deals ever. Ads you could laugh and connect to, and launched a revamped website to make your digital experience faster and more engaging.
As we look forward to the new year, we remain committed to what matters to you most: the communities we serve, the connections we build, and the precious moments we all share. All these remind us of our true identity and steadfast purpose, bringing people together.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high-voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. Belize Electricity Limited. We continue to serve you.
Area Representative Rodwell Ferguson says a public consultation will be held to hear directly from residents about the government's plan to create a protected area for scarlet macaws. The announcement comes after Sustainable Development Minister Orlando Habete's talks were already ongoing with the village councils and tour operators. But residents were quick to object, saying they were never informed and noting that much of the land being discussed is currently used for farming. News 5's Brittany Gordon has more on the developing situation.
Residents of Red Bank Village are making their voices heard, calling for transparency in the government's plans to establish a wildlife sanctuary too within their community. The proposal drew swift criticism, with villagers worried it could force farmers to give up land they rely on for their livelihoods. In response to the public backlash, the area representative has now scheduled a public consultation for all residents on January 13th, acknowledging that the discussions should have started with the community from the outset.
When you are going to reserve a portion of a land, then there must be a proper consultation with the people. And so I see the issue they unfold. I was not at the meeting when Mr. Habet went. And when I see the response from the people, I told them, I think we did it the reverse. Have a meeting with your people, and then they will determine if they want to reserve the land for the Aramaca. What I believe is a very good reservation, because the Aramaca comes to Red Bank at least 5 or 6 months for the year. We need to get the people's support. And so the conversation will be on Tuesday in the village of Red Bank. I'm asking the entire village to come out. And the people from the Ministry of Environment will go there and do their presentation.
The government had earlier held consultations with the Red Bank Village Council and the tour operators. However, residents say very little information from those meetings was shared with the wider community. Chairperson Ricardo Cha says that the plan was always to host a public consultation eventually.
This has always been the plan, that the consultation is going to happen. Just that I believe this year that was the year that we're going to do the consultation. That have always been the plan with NBio.
Cha explained that the plans are still in the early stages, but have been well received by tour guides in the area. He added that reports of illegal logging have driven the push to establish the sanctuary.
There was a sketch that was presented to them by the tour guide person, because what happened is that there's a lot of surveying happening in the area, and then we have some. Well, we are getting reports of illegal logging happening in the immediate area, you know. So that's the reason when they approach us with this idea, then we kind of welcome it. But like I've always told persons in Bio, is that our people do their farmings, their traditional living. So we have always expressed that to them, and they do understand. That's why hence the reason they're suggesting that it will be better that they come in with the Sanctuary 2 proposal for the people to do their traditional way of living, no?
Minister of Sustainable Development Orlando Habet also disclosed that the idea of charging an entrance fee for the village had been considered, while Ferguson emphasizes the need to involve residents in the decision-making process. He believes that the proposed sanctuary could bring positive benefits for tourism in the area.
As I said, the Arabaka project or the initiative of Arabaka has always come up because it has a lot of potential for Red Bank tourism-wise. So quite possibly it was discussed, but not to that effect to say that it can be implemented 4 or 5 years ago. But since the village council approached me, so I better request a meeting along with the tour guide and say we want to see how quick this can be done. But I think we have to make sure we have a consultation first.
All villagers are invited to attend the public consultation at 6 p.m. on January 13th at the Red Bank Community Center. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
A major upgrade is coming to a key stretch of the George Price Highway. The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing has unveiled a 3-year reconstruction project covering the road between La Democracia and Belmopan. Plans include widening the highway, improving flood-prone sections, and building a new bridge at Mount Pleasant Creek. While officials say they'll work to limit inconvenience, drivers should be prepared for delays where construction is underway and are advised to drive carefully and follow traffic guidance. We spoke with Chief Engineer Evandale Moody about what commuters should expect.
The contractor has commenced his mobilization, whereby he is constructing his construction camp and offices that will be located along the highway. And thereafter, he will start next week with the setting out of the road width itself, whereby we will establish the boundaries of the new width of the highway from Belmopan to Democracia. His current program basically shows us that he will start works from Democracia coming towards Belmopan, and he will also have a team working from Belmopan towards Cotton Tree. And he has a third area that he wants to focus on, which is the construction of a new bridge at Mount Pleasant. That is the area that is usually inundated by floodwaters whenever we have excessive rainfall within the Belmopan area. And so there at that location, at approximately mile 45, he will be constructing a new bridge. While doing this new bridge, yes, he will have to construct a diversion whereby traffic will be diverted on the left-hand side going east towards Belize City to ensure that we still have a path for vehicular traffic to maneuver on the highway while he constructs this new bridge. The intention is to try and start the new bridge within the dry season, which is now, so that we could take advantage of the dry season. And dependent on how the situation goes in terms of weather pattern for the rainy season, then we will see how that progresses throughout the year. But that bridge itself will take approximately 1.5 years for him to construct. We also have major junctions that the contractor will be constructing. We have a major roundabout that will be constructing at the intersection of George Price Boulevard with the George Price Highway. That will bring traffic into Belmopan. So we've seen that that has been a major intersection on the highway, and we want to make sure that we improve that junction at least. We also have a major junction that we need to build for the new hospital, which we are incorporating into our design. And so the contractor will also have to do those works as well along the highway.
Tonight, the family of accident victim Irene Savala is appealing to the public for help as she faces a long and challenging recovery. Savala was found critically injured along the roadside in Big Falls on December 17, 2025, after she was reportedly thrown from a motorcycle and left there. According to her relatives, her injuries are severe and will require extensive medical treatment, including facial reconstruction surgery, after she lost one of her ears. As earlier today, News 5 spoke with her sister, Francine Savala, who provided an update on Irene's condition and the ongoing fundraising efforts.
She was flown off of the cycle that she was on, and she was left abandoned at the side of the road.
Did she collide with another vehicle, or how did she exactly get thrown off of her motorcycle?
No, she did not collide. I think that the person that she was with, maybe he was driving too fast. We don't know if it's a he or she. We heard that it's a he, but we don't know if maybe he lost control or she fell off the bike. We're not sure, but the injuries, we would say that she fell off the bike.
And what condition did that leave her in, that she's not able to confirm these details right now? Is she awake?
Yes, ma'am, she is awake. She is recovering, but a part of her face, left side of her face, has been torn off, including her left ear. So far, my sister is just saying the person that she was with the night the accident happened. So she cannot fully remember the incident, everything. I think because of the trauma she got to her head. She has like about 5 bursts on her head. So I think the trauma that she had, the hit on her head, that caused her to, she cannot remember the incident fully. We want to seek further medical treatment so that the doctors in PG told us that that she would need like a surgery to her face to replace, like take some part of her body, like a piece of skin, and replace it on her face, and then maybe a plastic surgery for her ear.
Cycling fans, this one's for you. If you're looking for something exciting to do this Sunday, you'll want to head out to Philip Golson Highway, where cyclists will be back in action for the club's 14th New Year race. So far, 65 riders have signed up, and there's plenty at stake. More than 25 station prizes will be up for grabs as weekend warriors battle it out on the road. It's shaping up to be a fast, competitive race that's always a favorite with fans. We caught up with club chairman Troy Gabb Jr. and last year's winner Henry Romera to hear what spectators can expect when the peloton rolls out on Sunday. Here's that story.
This Sunday, January 11th, the Weekend Warriors Club, they have its annual New Year's Cycling Classic. This event is sponsored by Shell Helix Ultra. We want to give a big thanks to Shell. This is the second year they have been sponsoring the event. Last year was a very exciting event, and we're expecting an even better event come Sunday. Event currently have roughly around 65 registered riders, so will be a very huge event. We have a significant amount of prizes, and not only the prizes that I've said earlier, we also have a significant amount of station prizes. So this is what makes the race very interesting. So we're talking coming from Town Hall to Orange Walk to Suncast Plaza, we pretty much have roughly around 23 to 25 station prizes. Now when you hit Ladyville, from Ladyville to Belize City, each station prizes are $100. So yeah, so the race starts sharp 9 o'clock. We are always on time. So 9 a.m. sharp, that race will start. This race will not take longer than 2 hours, maybe 2 hours 15 minutes max. So I'm saying by 11:15, 11:20, the race will be finishing. So from 11 o'clock, everybody could start coming out at the Suncast Plaza. Right at the finish line is right there.
When I win last year, the race was competitive, right? But from last year leading up to this year, I'm in far more shape than last year. So, and as I watch and say most of the guys are in a more shape too, right? So I mean, be a hard race, but at the end of the day, you know, may the best man win, no? But I mean, I give myself a great chance of defending my title, right?
Up next, young Belizean author turns pandemic pain into hope.
At RF&G Insurance, we're committed to safeguarding what matters most to you, offering coverage mile after mile. Our offices and agents located across Belize ensure that you are protected. Secure your property with RF&G Householders' comprehensive policy. From your home to your belongings, we offer protection so you can enjoy life to the fullest. For more information on your coverage options, contact our team of experts today or visit your local agents. We'll be ready to assist. Don't forget, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Rowe Group company.
This year reminded us that our work is so much more than communication. It's connection. Every time we supported a school, a youth program, or a community event, we felt the heartbeat of Belize. We met students who just needed someone to believe in them, and families grateful for a supportive hand. We saw communities welcome SMART not just as a brand, but a trusted friend. For us, impact is created through service, presence, and purpose. As we move into a new year, we remain committed to empowering our communities and sharing stories that reflect how SMART strengthens the connections that matter most.
That commitment to people drives how we build our products. We focus on delivering real value and flexibility. We upgraded our postpaid plans to include social media data, keeping you connected to your favorite platforms without the extra cost. For the prepay family, we enhanced prepay plans to ensure you get more data and benefits from every single recharge. Flex bundles now better match real-time budgets, improving affordability. We introduced affordable Mexico data bundles to keep you connected while traveling. We are listening, adapting, and ensuring you get high-value connectivity you deserve.
Great plans need a great network. SMART strengthened its promise of bringing people together by investing heavily in expansion. We added new towers in key areas, bringing a stronger signal and improved service to more communities. Customers along the coastal road in Blancano, Mountain Pine Ridge, and Cristo Rey now enjoy more consistent coverage, making SMART a reliable companion for every journey. SMART launched its fiber network in Sartineja, bringing reliable high-speed connectivity for today's digital needs.
At SMART, we strive to reflect the energy of Belize in everything we do. From celebrating 20 years of excellent service to exciting collaborations, we've shared unforgettable times. We've delighted you with our biggest giveaways and deals ever. Ads you could laugh and connect to, and launched a revamped website to make your digital experience faster and more engaging.
As we look forward to the new year, we remain committed to what matters to you most. The communities we serve, the connections we build, and the precious moments we all share. All these remind us of our true identity and steadfast purpose, bringing people together.
Start your day the right way with your Morning Boost. Get moving with energizing workouts, refreshing yoga sessions, and easy tips to keep your mind and body in balance. From fitness to personal growth and positivity, we're here to kickstart your mornings with motivation that lasts all day. Wake up to wellness. Your Morning Boost every weekday at 6 a.m. only on Greater Belize Media.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa. And for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
This week on The Bright Side, we're sharing a truly inspiring Belizean story. It's about how the simple love of reading can grow into something powerful. Meet Chanel St. Clair, a Belizean author who at just 21 years old turned heartbreak into hope. During the height of the global pandemic, as grief and loss touched so many lives, Chanel put pen to paper and wrote her very first book, This is Hope. What started as a personal response to a difficult moment became a story meant to comfort and uplift young readers, reminding them that even in hard times, hope can still be found. Drawing from her own life experiences, her studies in forensic psychology, and deep personal reflection, Chanel's journey shows what can happen when resilience meets creativity. From falling in love with books to actually writing one, her story is a powerful reminder that light comes from even the darkest moments. Here's what Sabrina Daly has with that story.
Every avid reader remembers that one book, the first story that pulled them in and made them fall in love with reading. And in much the same way, most writers can point to a moment when they knew they wanted to tell stories of their own. For Chanel St. Clair, that moment became the beginning of a journey, one that would eventually lead her from turning pages to writing them.
And one of my teachers, she was the one who noticed that whenever we would get an assignment, it would just be they would be okay, 1 or 2 pages less of writing, and I would do 3 or 4 more than I should have. And so
written at the height of the global pandemic, the 20-year-old author says her first story was inspired by the grief she saw all around her and the loss of an educator who encouraged her to write. St. Clair transformed that pain into a message of hope for young readers. Now, her first book is ready to be shared with the world, fittingly titled, This is Hope.
The story itself follows Harley Hope, and the book itself is named after her, This is Hope. It's kind of like a play on words there. But it follows her after she experiences the death of her father a murder of her father in front of her. And she kind of sparks awakened powers inside of her. So it is a fiction book, superheroes, kind of that vibe. I would love for people to be immersed in the experience. And Harley, the main character, I resonate with her in a lot of smaller ways,
St. Clair is pursuing a degree in forensic psychology. She also shares how her formal education played a key role in shaping the message and depth of This is Hope.
Emotion is a really, really big thing, and a lot of what we talk about in psychology is differentiating between the difference of grief and depression. And that's something that I had to be very careful with writing, on not crossing the line between grief and depression, because they're very similar and can be mistaken. The journey you set me on feels like an odyssey through uncharted territory. I don't know what to do, yet the memory of your voice pushes me forward. I will seek, as you instructed, and carry your legacy with every step. I haven't been okay without you. I've been staying with Miss Miles for a week now, and the thought of never seeing you again tears me apart every day. So this part is an excerpt from a letter that Harley writes after her father passed away. Of course, there's no address. She just kind of writes it to herself. And I think there's so many aspects that could resonate. A lot of times when people are in the denial phase of grief is that they send a text message to their loved ones or write a letter to their loved ones knowing that it won't get to them, but it just helps as an outlet to get the emotions out.
And beyond the pages of her book, St. Clair also carries a powerful hope that her words will spark something in every reader who picks it up, that they'll see themselves in the characters she's created, find hope in their journeys, and maybe even discover a love of reading just as she did.
You learn new things through reading and learn new experiences, new words. That's my personal testament, writing. I'm like, hey, I learned a new word. So like the reading has so many, like it's mindful, like I said, with psychology, it really does help with like meditation and to ease down after like a stressful day.
Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabrina Daly.
Before we leave you, here's tonight's viewer's voice. On our first story, independent senators call for BTL deal pause. Bertie Jones commented, "They can't block this as this decision does not need parliamentary approval. These are private transactions between private companies, even though Digi is state majority owned. I wish it would have needed parliamentary approval for it to be stopped in its tracks. NTUCB is our only hope." On the topic of Big Falls, crash victims faces long recovery. Hilary Lopez shared, "Prayers goes out to you, baby girl. May you have a speedy recovery." Thank you for engaging with us online. Your voices shape the national conversation. Keep those comments coming and we'll continue to feature them right here. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Jamie Rock. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.